Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to your end of May 2019 General Tarot Update. My name is Raina, and so I'm just shuffling the cards. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck this month, which is one of my go-to decks. Haven't used it in a while, oops, but it's something that resonates with me in terms of, like, I really connect to the artwork, and I just not only connect in terms of the meanings, most of the cards, some of the cards I still am a little bit scratching my head, but for the most part I like that, but plus I like the artistry, and that to me is a big deal. So this is a general focus. And I was remarking in other videos that one of the main things, even though you can see the cards that I've picked look black and white for the most part, they have different backgrounds. Sometimes they are quite colorful in the back. I just didn't pick any. And that's what I like about it, when there's variation, when one card doesn't just look pretty similar to the next and it's almost hard to distinguish. Then that to me affects how you do the reading, because you don't really connect to each card in a very individualistic way. The heart of the matter is the Judgment card. So, you know, it can be like you're waiting for some kind of a legal verdict. And of course, this can run the gamut. I do have the Six of Pentacles up there. Maybe it has something to do with like an inheritance issue. Or child support, something like that. But anyway, the other thing about the Judgment card is it's a card, I think it's associated with Pluto. So there's like this karmic thing, but karma meaning, you know, cause and effect. I mean instant karma, cause and effect, meaning that, hey, okay, X happened, and so we can't be surprised if Y occurs after somebody did X. And so the chicken's coming home to roost, I always like to say. And just looking at your own sense of judgment, maybe you judge somebody in a good light that really didn't have your best interests at heart, or the opposite, you look down on somebody who really was in your corner, and you didn't. And sometimes if it's a love relationship, Virgo, you might do this because of your own insecurities, you know, being overly critical and having a reason why nobody's good enough for you, but really a sense of inferiority within yourself. So not sure. The Judgment card is about rebirth, so it could be something very, you know, straightforwardly positive. I wouldn't be surprised, because this is a positive card too. The Chariot in the past position. This is associated with Cancer. It's funny, that almost looks like an eclipse type of an energy, because we are having a solar eclipse in Cancer in July, which is a little bit, you know, in the future. So this is the past card, so I'm sure it's not that, but I love that, you know. But anyway, the Chariot card could be that you have had success in something that you've been doing, and maybe it's a long time coming. Maybe you have really paid your dues, and you finally made it, Virgo. And so if that's the case, congratulations. Don't second guess your success. The Judgment card with rebirth, it could be that you are really coming into your own. And the higher message is the Six of Pentacles. It's funny, I don't know why they have it like this, but I was thinking of, you know, when they say money doesn't grow on trees. Well, this seems to counter that. The Six of Pentacles, this thing keeps falling out, my cord, so that's what that noise is. The Six of Pentacles is about give and take in the area of currency, energy as connected to material resources. So it can be what you get paid at work, what you charge for your services, in relationships, who controls the money. And if one person is earning money and the other person is staying home, probably, you know, because they have children, or maybe they're just out of a job, what does that look like? Is one person trying to hijack the situation, take advantage of it because they think, okay, this person is in a weakened state because they are, they feel vulnerable now that they are not working. They just got fired, and now I can be in control finally. And, you know, the thing is, that's really a bad situation, because when a person, they get laid off, even if it's, you know, for something that doesn't have to do with poor work habits or what have you, if there's any reason why that happens, that can really play with the, you know, self-esteem of a person, even if it's just laid off because there isn't enough work. That can really wreak havoc on somebody's self-esteem. And a person who is very controlling can seize upon that weakened state and then you know, try to lord it over that person. And that's where the danger lies. So if you're in that type of relationship, understand that. Don't fall into the trap of, you know, believing that this person is superior to you that because they're working and you're not. It can be a situation with an inheritance that with the Six of Pentacles, there is a sense sometimes of fairness, but it could be also fairness where you were the one that was given most of the money and others were cut out. And if you reflect upon it, you may have been the golden child. Perhaps the parent in question was a narcissist and they favored you over other siblings. And even in death, this person was messing with these people or that sibling and trying to put them down and things like that. So understanding that even like a legal judgment doesn't really explain the full situation, and that you may step in and try to rectify what was done wrong. And but you know, here's the other thing too, and I think this is super important, is that everything I do feel happens for a reason. So even when people are treated unfairly, they may have needed that experience of being treated unfairly, as strange as that sounds. Because we're here, we're like explorers, you know, in this world, and we're here to gather information. At least that's what I feel. And the more information we gather, the more we are informed about the nature of who we are, and it's like an endless fascination. And part of that can be experiencing things that are unwanted. And we don't know the full story. We don't know what we've done in past lives. And I don't like to talk about karma like that, because then people think of punishment, and I'm totally not talking about that. Just about a different perspective. Just as simple as that. Nothing punitive, but just a different perspective. And being on the receiving end of something. So you could look at the Judgment card, in other words, as cause and effect. You know, maybe, you know, if something is happening, if you're not getting the money that I'm getting, then in another lifetime, perhaps, there was a situation that now is being re-examined, but in a different way, or relived out in a different way. And you have become the one who is feeling that sense of rejection or whatever. And so then you could just say that the Judgment card means that everything is in divine order, no matter what happens. What crosses you is the Four of Cups. This is a card of apathy, of maybe even disgust, or there's another word. I think apathy is the word that I like the best, but this feeling of like not caring anymore about something. And the reason that this is in the challenge position is sometimes people don't care about something, and then that makes them stay in that position. So if you have experienced some sort of victory, and maybe there's blowback, and it has created within you this feeling of I don't know. I got this. Well, what I wanted to say is that I was talking about things from a different perspective at the beginning without taking into account all of it. And I'm wondering if really what's happening, if you're in a relationship, if the other party is the one that is dependent upon you financially. And some of their behavior has left you in a state of inertia because you just are tired of it. You're tired of all of their problems. And maybe it's one thing after the other. So what I would say about that is, do not allow somebody else's problems to make you stop caring about your life. Okay, because you have a couple of good cards up there. I mean, the Judgment card can be great too, but especially the Chariot and the Six of Pentacles. And you don't want other people to rain on your parade. The gauge of whether or not you're in the right place, whether it's work or in a relationship, is how do you feel. If you feel like that Four of Cups, and look at, this is one of those ones that I kind of shake my head at, because I'm like, okay, what does this have to do with apathy? But we certainly get a revolting feeling. I know some people have rats as pets, or if I think this is more of a rat than a mouse. But this picture kind of creeps me out, and I think they're trying to go with that it's like kind of an unpleasant feeling. And so if you are somebody who is feeling like that in a relationship, how is that going to enhance your life as a whole? Isn't that going to possibly make all of the areas in your life less happy than they should be? What's coming in are the advices represented by the Five of Wands. This can indicate, in some cases, that there is going to be a lot of challenges. If this is a will situation, people may get very aggressive about it if you are the one in the driver's seat, so to speak. And the other thing too is that this is a competitive card, so maybe you've gotten some kind of promotion at work, and that all of a sudden that unleashes the demons. Isn't it funny how when a good thing happens to a person, how people that are so nice to you can turn, and they're so nice to you when everything is like kind of bleak. it like, that happened to me, and it was really like, it was kind of like a revelation, and it changed my perception so much. Did it make me more cynical? Yeah, it did. I'm not gonna lie. Because you think that people are in your corner who are only there because they think that they have a better life than you and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, when you get, if you want to call it a lucky break, I tend to not believe in luck anymore, but when you start to align to things more efficiently, and you start to attract good things to you, or more good things to you, it's funny how some of these same people, they get mad. They might not tell you that they're mad at you, but you can tell that they're kind of like trying to put you down and all this stuff, and you're like, whoa. So that may be what is going on with you, Virgo, and it may be very confusing. I think when it happens, we're caught off guard. So that's why I'm kind of trying to describe what might be the dynamic. And the Five of Wands is like unleashing these, I call them demons, but these people that they're not secure within themselves. And so all they can do is compare themselves. And when they see that somebody is having success, that infuriates them, because they don't really believe that they have the ability to attract good to them. So their only option is to try to stir things up with others and convince them that they are somehow not deserving of success, not capable of it. This is a fluke. That the Chariot is a fluke. And also, if you are getting out of a marriage or some kind of relationship like that, these people may be upset about that too. Maybe they are in unhappy marriages and they want you to be where they are, because here you are, you're growing, and you're like not settling for less, which is really, to me, what the danger of the Four of Cups in this challenge position is settling for less than you deserve, and feeling kind of paralyzed emotionally to kind of change your life. But if you kind of like resist that temptation to get in that rut, and you do move on with your life, Virgo, if this is like a personal relationship situation, there may be people who come out of the woodwork and they seem like open enemies, where they are like, almost like, how dare you want more from life? It really, they might as well be saying that, because that's what it feels like. And the outcome, it's perfect for what I just said, the Ace of Swords. So cutting through all the illusion and seeing the truth as it really is. And the truth shall set you free. And this is a card of new beginnings, but coming from that place where you now see people for who they are. And maybe that's why the Judgment card is smack dab in the middle of this reading, because perhaps your judgment has been clouded in the past, and you did allow somebody to manipulate you, Virgo, and now you're seeing them. It's like the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz, when the curtain is pulled back and we see what the wizard really is, and we see who people really are behind their masks of concern, or because that's a big one that these people use is, oh, I'm so concerned about you, and they're really like trying to diminish you and make you question yourself and question your choices. And so I hope that this gives you kind of like a resolve if you have been wavering because of some of these people. And the Five of Wands to me could be flying monkeys, people who are connected to a narcissist who is, doing their smear campaign against you, or whatever is going on. This could be a workplace drama where you have co-workers who, it's like crabs in a barrel. If one person gets ahead, they have to pull them down so that everybody is at the bottom. And so this is one of those times where you have to kind of press the override button and not allow anybody else's opinions affect what your decisions are. And I think that that's the Ace of Swords. makes that easier to do. Okay, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that you enjoyed this. Just a quick note. Oh no, I'm good. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. My website is rainamoonastrology.com. Take care. Bye.